Welcome back, everybody, to Magnolia on Money, where we discuss everything financial from the economy to retirement. I'm Forrest of Magnolia Wealth, and today we're going to talk a little bit about bonds. So as many of you know, in January of 2022, the Federal Reserve came out and they said, we're going to start raising interest rates. They're trying to curb inflation and slow it down, so the interest rate started to rise. Well, in January of 22, at the same time, in our portfolios, we decided to move from mid and long-term bonds into ultra short and short duration bonds. The reason being is because we did not want to be holding a mid to long-term bond that was paying 3%, while interest rates were continuing to rise to 4, 4.5, and 5%. The reason being is because if you're holding a bond at 3% and someone can go out into the open bond market and start buying bonds at 5%, then your bond is worth less than what they're willing to pay. So fast forward 18 months to now, is you may have seen the last month or two us making adjustments in the bond portion of your accounts. What we're doing is we're moving back into the mid and long-term bonds. The reason for that is because the Federal Reserve is paused interest rates. Now they're coming out and saying they may reduce interest rates at least one time this year, if not the beginning of next year. So now we're a little backwards from where we were in January of 2022. Now we are holding 4.5%, 5% bonds that are paying 4.5% and 5%, and interest rates are starting to come down. We're already seeing it on money markets and CDs, and bond rates are going to be next. So we're holding a bond at 4.5%, 5%. Bond rates start to come back down. Now we're starting to receive appreciation in the mid and long-term bonds. Your bonds are worth more because you're holding a higher interest rate. People are willing to pay more for your bonds. So just to give you a little insight of what we've been looking at the last month or two, and that's the changes that you're starting to see in your portfolio. Next week, Ed's going to jump on here and give a halftime report, really give you an insight to the first 6 months of this year and what we may look at as an outlook for the next 6 months for the remainder of the year. So thank you guys for joining me for Magnolia on Money this week. We look forward to seeing you for the halftime report next week.